Hey everybody, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Konig self-tightening snow tire chains diamond style with square links here on our 2020 Nissan Murano. Now, snow tire chains can be a great way of, yes, getting this out of those places where we might be stuck with snow and ice, but can also be a great way to throw on. That way we don't end up getting stuck in that snow and ice. And I think the Konig self-tightening chains are a great way of doing so. And these guys are extremely easy to throw on. Now, I might have a little bit more issue if we were in the snow and the ice. However, how this guy works isn't going to take us too much time at all, and we aren't going to be spending too much time on our hands and our knees underneath the vehicle, so it's going to be a great solution of not spending so much time in the muck and mire that we're stuck in. You'll notice today too that we don't have any other kind of tension on here, as we do have our included self-tensioning, as you guys can probably gather from that title. Makes it really easy and secure on our wheel to actually throw these guys on here, and that way we're not worried about another thing. We don't have to get a rubber tensioner, make sure these are all nice and tight. As you can see, we're going to be doing a good job of staying on here once we get them installed. Well, let's go ahead and take a closer look and start looking at some of the specs. So here we are, just taking a closer look. I did want to point out that we do have this diamond style pattern in here, and what that's giving you is a lot of good contact across the entirety of the wheel. You're going to get good start and stop, yes, by this chain just biting into that snow and ice. However, we're not going to be losing on those turning radiuses like you might those ladder styles. You are going to feel just a little bump in that little middle of that diamond. However, not going to be nearly as crazy as those kind of ladder chains would be. I do want to point out it does a good job too at those connection points of giving us a solid square mass of chain to really bite through that ice, so I do like to see that. Are going to be doing a very good job of, yes, cutting through that ice and that snow that we might encounter. However, not going to be anything too crazy thick, as you can see, not even really longer than a finger width. However, they're not going to be biting into that road as we be going, so it can be safe for our driveways or even just our highway driving as we are going on the road. Not going to be nearly as aggressive as like those V-bars you might see, but I do like how we are able to use it in a host of different scenarios. You will notice too that we have our tensioner here. Makes it really easy, as we mentioned before, that we don't have to pick up another rubber tensioner. All we have to do, pull this tight, loop this on, and we are good to go. You'll notice today that we do have our smooth side pointed out, and as we break down an installation, that is going to be very important. That way we're not puncturing our wheel, doing any kind of damage to it. Well, the installation is going to take no time at all. Let's go ahead and take a look. For our first part of our installation, all we want to do is make sure we lay out our chain like so. One thing is that we want to check right out of the gate, making sure we don't have any kinks in our chain. Don't want those binding up, that we have a nice smooth fit to our tire as we set this up. It can be easy just to roll those guys out. If they are in your bag and they kind of get, you know, kind of kinked up a little bit, just kind of bring them all out. Make sure I don't have anything binding it. I want to make sure that I have my smooth side facing up, because I'm actually going to bring this around our tire. So you can see I have our smooth side here and our pinch chains going to the outside, as I'm going to be throwing this around my tire and bringing it across, so that way we have it set just like so. You'll notice I have my cam right here on this side as well. And let's just go ahead and start getting this guy set across our tire. I'm going to go ahead and make sure all those chains are kind of pushed to that side. That way we're not binding against our tire as we swing this around. And to the other side, come in and grab this end. And then we're just going to join our two ends across our tire, trying to bring our chain across, trying not to scrape against our rims as we do so. We go ahead and make that connection, and then I just want to start seating my chains across my tire like so. We can go ahead and make our first front connection as well. These two red right there. And we just start sitting this across our tire. Pulling in here just to make sure we are getting a nice fit here, trying to avoid our rim as much as we can. And then we're just going to go ahead and start inserting this inside of our cam like so. And as you can see, that's going to go ahead and let me really do a good job of tightening this in. I'm going to pull that in nice and tight, and then we can take our tensioner at the top and connect it to this plastic tensioner. And as you can see, that's doing a good job of giving us a nice fit. And now all we really want to do is go across all these chains, make sure we're not having anything too loose. If we do, we want to come back in here, re-tighten this guy down. As I'm seeing it, it is seated pretty well. So we'll go ahead and do a couple little more checks, and we should be good to go. Well, now that we have it set, I just want to give you guys a couple tips and tricks here. If you were having this on your own vehicle, as you can see, we have just a little bit looseness down here. And what's really causing that is this chain can't actually get underneath our tire here. Now, this can be working great for us if we are stuck someplace. This is definitely going to get us out. But once we do get going, I would just roll this back and forth a couple times and then kind of reseat my chains, and that way I can make sure we are getting nice and tight. I think if this chain was allowed to move just a little bit more right here, we'd be reducing a lot of this, getting a lot more tension on there. So I think it's going to be a great fit for us. And as well, if you find this being just a little bit more loose at home, we can always take one of these top chains out. That's going to really bind it in, make sure we are sitting nice and tight on here. Well, as you guys saw, that installation didn't take us very much time. I do like how easy it is to get that thrown over. I think if we were stuck somewhere, we wouldn't have too difficult time of making that connection, pulling it over, and at least starting to get us going in no time at all. Well, I think that about does it for our look at the Konig self-tightening snow tire chains here on our 2020 Nissan Murano. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.